Good evening, I'm Sylvia, the crafty old lady, and today I'm working on day 23 and 24 of the Junk Journal July Challenge hosted by Meg Journals and Get Messy Art. And the prompts are overlap and very vintage. And so I figured this page is perfect because it's a very vintage music page, and I have a variety of other authentically vintage papers, all except for this one. This is a copy of one of my ancestors' house plans from, I think, the early 1900s, but it could be even older than that. So this is the only one that's not authentically vintage, but everything else is authentically vintage. I got some other music paper, some piano paper, map paper, some vintage notebook paper, other vintage music papers, a vintage recipe. This is, more vintage music paper. And then I had that again, and I thought I would use this as my focal point and come up with some kind of a little quote or something right down here. So I'm going to just collage and overlap papers onto here. And that is what I'm going to do. So I think the first thing, I'm going to just kind of go like this, get that across the top, and that'll just go right like that. I don't have to cover every square inch because this is vintage, but I may end up doing so. I may end up not even using this. Maybe I'll use some of the papers twice, who knows. Let's see, put some piano paper right over here. There we go. I'm wondering if I should glue as I go along. I always end up messing stuff up. Let's see if I can. Here. That would fit good there. I'm just going to cut off a little piece right here so it fits better. So there is the bottom. And let's see. Shall we just go ahead and let's kind of rip. Actually, it might have looked good. Well, you wouldn't see that much of the music. I was thinking maybe the holes would show the music, but I don't think it will. However, I do think it will show through that a little bit, so that's kind of neat. So I guess we'll just go ahead and do that then. Keep that like that. I always feel like you have to put papers the right way up, but the Meg from Meg Journals has taught me that you don't have to have your writing or papers going in the right direction. And let's see now. Let's just go ahead and kind of see how that will look right there. And then we'll, I don't know, actually our focal point might cover that up anyway, but I still have that little piece right there, but maybe we'll just leave it so the music page shows through. Like this. Let's do that. Move it over a little. I think that's good. And I'm thinking I am going to try to make this as small as possible by not keeping that bottom part on there. So we'll do that. And up here. This is very brittle and very delicate. Let's see. Like that. And we'll just kind of put that there, like that, on top of everything. And I think I'm going to ink the edges of that just to make it stand out a little bit. And I'm going to ink it in black since the, you know, the ink on there is black. I did ink the edges and I cut off the top to be a little bit straighter. And now I'm just going to get everything glued down. I'll glue a few pieces down and then we'll cut because you don't need to see me gluing all these pieces down, do ya? I don't think so. This one's next. Let's get that out of there. Okay. And this one can... It's so hard to glue everything in the right exact spot it was. There's that. And this was under here. We're going to put some glue down here. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. Every paper is overlapping the papers around it. And this, of course, is overlapping all the papers. I think it covers every single paper. And now I just have to come up with some kind of quote that I'm probably going to put right here. And then I'll put the date down here. Well, I found two things in my little pile over here, and one of them says there was an instant of silence, and this one's when you're tempted to say one more thing, let it be I love you. And I think I'm going to go with this one because they are being silent, but they look mad, or at least these two look mad. So I thought, well, if they're having an argument, then they shouldn't say anything except I love you. And so I'm going to just kind of try to make this a little bit darker with some ink so it doesn't look so starkly white there. And I think I'm going to try to trim just a teensy bit off. Just a teensy bit right like that. And like that. And I think that's a little better. It's sticking out more on this side. There. Okay. I might even try to see if I can round the corners, but I have a feeling it might be too small. Well, maybe not. Oh, I ruined it. Guess I'm not going to be using that. I don't know how that happened. That's weird. Well, it isn't going to be that. So what I think I'll do now is just write it on there, because what else am I going to do? There we go. So that's that, and now we'll do the date, or not the date, but the prompt number is what I actually meant. So we're doing 22. Let's put 22 right here. And, oh, they came out really good. 23. Overlap and very vintage. Thanks so much for watching, and I appreciate you coming and stopping by and watching my videos and leaving comments and likes and such. I hope your day is going well. Well, as I'm filming, it's evening, so I hope your day has gone well. Or whenever you're watching this, whatever time it is, I hope it's going well for you. And that you're healthy and happy. And yeah, we'll see you again in the next video, which will be prompt 24. Oh, I put the wrong dates. It was 23 and 24. Oh boy, gonna fix that. So it's going to be photograph is number 25, a photograph. And then we got cozy, postcard, upside, playlist, in the garden, and nostalgia. Now I have to figure this out. Let's get our number 2 back. Or do I have it? I still have it. Here's the 4. I can't believe I put the wrong dates on there, or the wrong prompt numbers on there. And I can't even remember that I'm not doing a date, but a prompt number. I'm going to have to cover that up with something. So I'm going to cover up that 22 with this little vintagey-ish looking bouquet. That's a Tim Holtz bouquet, I think. And yeah, now we really will be. Now it really will be the end. Bye-bye, friends.